Today, March 9th, 2026. Today, I would like to talk one discourse expounded by the Buddha, Vamika Sutta, a discourse on Anthill, or a discourse on termite mound. This sutta, this discourse is very interesting discourse, and also it is very good for the meditators, very good for the yogis. And in this sutta, in this discourse, one of the Brahma told his friend monk the 15 riddles, 15 problematic riddles, and he suggested a monk to ask the Buddha to get the answer of these 15 riddles from the Buddha. And this discourse, Buddha has preached in Savatthi, in the monastery named Jetavana. While Buddha was residing at the Jetavana monastery in Savatthi, in India, a monk named Kumara Kassapa was living in the forest named Antha forest. So here Antha, if we translate it directly, it is blind forest. So why this forest is called Andhavana? Because this forest is very thick forest, very dense forest. So even at the daytime, it is too dark to see the things surroundings. So this type of forest is called Andhavana. And this is very quiet and peaceful place. Very quiet, very peaceful place. So if anyone goes there to practice, he can gain the peace of mind very easily. His mind becomes concentrated very easily. Because this is too quiet, very dense forest, so ordinary people do not visit this type of forest often. Therefore, very quiet, very peaceful, a secluded forest. And this monk, Kumara Kassapa, he was living in that forest. And at that time, one of the Brahma came to him and told these 15 riddles. And this Brahma actually, in one of his previous life, they practiced together. This monk, Kumara Kassapa, and this Brahma, and together with other few people, they practiced together. But Kumara Kassapa, he could not gain any knowledge, any part and fruition knowledge, this Brahma, he gained the third part and fruition knowledge, Anagami, and he reborn in the Brahma world. So in this Buddha's lifetime, in Gautama Buddha's lifetime, when Kumara Kassapa was residing in that forest, and this Brahma appeared in front of this monk, and he told the monk, "Oh monk, there is a termite mound. And this termite mound is emitting a smoke at nighttime. And this mound is ejecting very bright flames in the daytime." Then one of the Brahmana teacher asked his student, very outstanding student, to bring the spade and dig up that mound. So listening to his teacher's order, taking his teacher's order, this brilliant student dig up that mound. What he found when digging that, he found a bolt. He found a bolt. And then the student monk told his teacher, "Oh teacher, I found a bolt." Then the teacher told him again, "Okay, remove that bolt and dig up continuously. Dig up again." So a student digged up again, and what he found, that he found frog. In Pali, this frog is called Uttu Maika. This is a kind of frog. When it tossed, it becomes bigger and bigger. So according to the text, it is very small at the beginning, but when it is tossed, it becomes bigger and bigger. Then the student again told his teacher that, "Oh, there is a thought, there is a frog, Uttumaika." And the teacher again asked him, "Okay, then remove that frog. Remove that frog and dig up the mound again. Dig up the mound continuously." So again, this student dig up the mound, that anthill. What he found, that he found a road junction. So he told his teacher, "Oh teacher, here is a road junction." And the teacher told him again, "Okay, remove that road junction and dig up again. Dig up continuously." Hearing the teacher, the student continued digging up the hill. Then he found that there is filter. In Pali, it is a Sankawara, a soap water filter. or a filter of ash. Because in olden days, they do not have a soap like nowadays. So they use many things. They use ash too to get a soap for showering or for washing clothes. I have seen my grandparents also in olden days, in earlier days in Nepal also, they use that type of soap. They use ash and there is a filter. So the student told his teacher that, oh, I found here a soap water strainer or a filter of ash. And then again the teacher told him, okay, then remove that strainer and dig it again. So the student continued to dig that mound, and what he found is a turquoise, a turquoise. He told his teacher, oh, now I found a tortoise. And the teacher asked him to remove that tortoise and continue digging the mound. Again, when the student continued digging that mound, he found a butcher's knife and a chopping board. So he told him, and the teacher asked him again, okay, then remove that butcher's knife and chopping board. So he did. Then again he digged the mound, and what he found is a piece of meat. Mangsa pesi, a piece of meat. So he told his teacher, I found a piece of meat. Then again the teacher asked him to remove that piece of meat and continue to dig that mound. And this brilliant student again continued digging that hill, and what he found that eventually he found a naga. Naga, they translated it as a cobra or dragon. Eventually he found a naga. So he told his teacher, oh teacher, now I found a naga. And the teacher asked him, okay, stop digging the hill. Do not do anything to the naga. Do not disturb naga. Please worship that naga. So these are the things that Brahma told his friend from his previous life, Kumara Kassapa. And so then the Brahma suggests this monk, now you go and see Buddha and ask him about these riddles, these things. And when he explained to you, please remember it. Do not forget. And the Brahma also told him that I do not see anyone in this world who can give you a satisfying answer regarding these riddles except the enlightened Buddha or his disciple or person who has heard the answers from them. So please go and asks the Buddha about these riddles. After that, the Brahma disappeared from that forest. And then this Kumara Kassapa, a monk, he went to Jetavana monastery to see and to ask about these riddles. And when he reached to the Buddha, he paid homage to the Buddha, sitting in one side, the appropriate place, and asked about these riddles. And the Buddha explained to him. So the first one, there is an ant hill. That's what the Brahma said to monk. There is a termite mound. So what is that termite mound? The Buddha explained to Kumara Kassapa, Venerable Kumara Kassapa, that termite mound is none other than this physical body. This physical body is similar to the termite mound. So how this physical body resembles that termite mound? And the Buddha explained again that, let's see the termite mound, the ant hill, how is it? The ant hill is full of dust, brought by the termites and piled up. So it becomes a hill. And this hill, it is full of big and small holes. The termite mound, if we see it carefully, we can see that, we can find that there are many holes, many big and small holes. So too in our body, in our physical body, there are many big holes and small holes. The big holes are like eye, ear, nostrils, mouth, and so on. These are the big holes in our body. And the small holes are like pores in the skin. There are innumerable, very tiny holes in the skin. And from these big and tiny holes, many disgusting things are flowing. Therefore, these small and big holes in our body, we can find many disgusting things flowing outside. And these holes, big holes, we can see it very easily, but very tiny holes, the innumerable tiny holes in our body, we cannot see clearly. Therefore, we think that, oh, this body is very desirable, very pleasurable. We didn't see it as a disgusting thing. But actually, many disgusting things flowing from those holes. But we didn't see that thing. So we are attached to this body very much. We are very much attached to our physical body. And again, this Anthill is a house for many creatures like snakes, scorpions, rats, lizards, and so on. We can find many creatures in that termite mound. So too our body is also the house of many germs. In the text, it is said that there are 80 kinds of germs in our body. 80 kinds. But if we have to speak in number, in some texts it is said that there are 80,000 germs in our body. That is why our body is similar to the termite mound. And again, our body, the termite mound is a heap of dust carried out by termites. The dust piled up by the termites. So too our material body, our physical body is also made up of 32 parts. I think you know those 32 parts. The 32 parts like head hair, body hair, feet, nails, skin, flesh, lungs, intestines, and stomach, and brain, liver, nerves, and so on. So many parts, and also mucus, saliva, urine, feces. So there are 32 parts in our body. The body is made up of 32 parts. And those 32 parts, we think they are very beautiful, very desirable. They are very desirable, very beautiful. But if we remove this, if we separate these 32 parts and pile up one portion after another, we can see that they are very disgusting, loathsome. They are not desirable anymore. So our body is made up of these 32 parts, and when if we again try to diagnose those 32 parts, what we can find in these 32 parts are the 4 primary elements. 4 primary elements: earth element, water element, fire element, and the air element, the 4 primary elements. There are 20 earth elements in our body, 20 earth elements. Head hair, body hair, teeth, nails, skin, And skin, nerves, lungs, veins, and bone marrow, ligaments, and also heart, liver, tissues, membranes, brain, uh, large and small intestines. These 20 parts are the collection of earth elements. But if we try to see it through the knowledge, through the Vipassana knowledge, not only the earth element, other three elements can be found too in these 32 parts. For example, head hair. When we touch head hair, we feel sometimes it's rough, sometimes hard. Only sometimes we feel soft. Most of the time, we feel hardness and roughness when we touch head hair or body hair. And that hardness, roughness, and softness is the characteristic of earth element. Bone, when we touch bone, we feel hard. When we touch flesh, we feel soft. So that is the nature of earth element. Not only that, sometimes we feel warmth and cold or hot. That is fire element. And sometimes we feel in the head hair, sometimes we feel very damp, very cold. The dampness is water element. Sometimes stiff, that is air element. So in the hair, we can find all four elements, but the earth element is most predominant in the head hair. Therefore, the head hair, body hair, and so on, the 20 parts are regarded as the earth element. Again, in the body, we can find 12 kinds of water element. Means in these 12 parts, water element is most predominant. Like bile, saliva, blood, sweat, urine, and mucus, and tears, and skin oil, and oils of the joints. These 12 parts are considered as water element, but all four elements are present in these 12 parts, but water element is most predominant. And then this water element has the nature of flowing fluidity or liquidity. So they are called water element. In saliva, mucus, urine, if we can see that the water element is more predominant. And another element is tejo dhatu. There are 4 kinds of tejo dhatu in our body. Tejo is hot, warm, cold sensation. That is tejo dhatu. So we feel heat in the body, the normal heat, normal temperature. And the heat inside the body is also one kind of tejo. That tejo is called jirana tejo because of this heat inside the body, we are gradually growing older and older. Gradually growing older and older, and also decaying every moment. Our body is decaying because of this jirana tejo. That is one kind of tejo, fire element. And the second type of tejo is santapana tejo, that is the burning heat. This is the temperature higher than the normal body temperature. Just like when we have a fever, sometimes the temperature rises up 99, 100, 101, 2. So that type of tejo heat is called santapana tejo. That is also a kind of fire element. And the another type of temperature is tejo is dahana tejo. When the dahana tejo is dominant in our body, we feel very unbearable heat. It is very unbearable heat inside the body. Sometimes when we have a fever up to 105 or 6, that is very unbearable. And that type of heat is dahana tejo. Burning, like a burning. That burning heat. And another heat in the abdomen that can digest the food that we have taken. That is the pachaka tejo. The heat in the abdomen that can digest the food, whatever we have taken. That type of tejo is pachaka tejo. And if we have the good amount of this digestive heat, the pachaka tejo, then we feel very healthy. If this pachaka tejo is extreme, then we feel hungry very often. If this pachaka tejo is very low, then the food will not be digested very easily, and we may have an indigestion problem. So this pachaka tejo is, if we have a right amount of pachaka tejo, then we feel very good. And these are the 4 types of tejo dhatu, the fire element in our body. And there are 6 types of vayu dhatu in our body, air element, 6 kinds of air element. the air moving upward. The air moving upward, that is one kind. And also the air moving downward, like in bowel movements, gas. That is also the air element. And there is also air generating inside the intestines. Inside the intestine, there is a air inside the intestines, and also there is a air outside the intestines. That is the air in the stomach, in the belly. And another type of air is respiration, breathing, inhaling and exhaling. That is one kind of air. And the sixth type of air is air that moving all over the body. Like we are sitting down, we are standing, walking, stretching, bending, and the movements of the body, every single movements of the body that we are doing because of the air spreading all over the body, all parts of our body. And because of that air, we can move very freely. If that air is not spreading all over the body, then we be able to move. So these are the 6 kinds of air element. So there are altogether now 42 kinds, 20 earth element, 12 water element, 4 fire element, 6 air element, altogether 20. When we say altogether 42, 42 kinds of the elements in our body, but when we combined those 42 kinds, there will be only 4: earth, water, fire, and air elements. And our whole body is a mass of these 4 elements. Our body is composed of only 4 great elements. Wherever we touch, wherever we look, we can find these 4 kinds of elements. Therefore, the body, as the termite mound is the heap of dust carried out by the termites, so too our body is just the heap of elements, the heap of 4 primary elements. And these 4 primary elements, if we do not practice this meditation, if we do not gain any vipassana knowledge, we will not be able to see these 4 great elements. Therefore, whenever we feel something in the body, whenever we feel earth element or water element or air element or fire element, we have to know it. We have to note it and we have to know it. If we did not see these 4 elements through our own knowledge, then we take it as a man or woman, we take it as a person, we take it as a living entity, because we did not see the very true intrinsic natures of these four elements. We will have a wrong perception. So therefore, we have to observe, we have to note whenever these four elements becomes apparent. But how we have to note them? Should we note them as a air element, or earth element, or fire element, or water element? No, yeah? According to the instructions given by Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw, what we have to do is we use everyday language, daily usage. If we feel the rising movement, we just note it as rising. We do not note it as vayodhatu. Yeah, we just note it as rising as a rising. If we notice falling movement, then we just note it as falling movement, not as a vayodhatu. If we feel our whole body very stiff, then we note it as stiff, not as vayodhatu. If we feel very hard feeling, very rough feeling, then we note it as hard, or rough, not as pathavi dhatu. If we feel something flowing in the body, then we note it as flowing, not as water element. We do not need to reflect on those four elements. We do not need to think about the four elements. Is this earth element? Is this water element? Is this air element? Is this fire element? We do not need to think that way. If we think, if we reflect, if we analyze that way, then we will lose our mindfulness for many moments. We lose our very valuable mindfulness for many, many times. If we reflect for 1 minute, then we lose our mindfulness for 1 minute. If we analyze for 2 minutes, then we lose our mindfulness for 2 minutes. We think that I know what I am doing, but there is no mindfulness present at that time. We are just analyzing, we are just reflecting, and the mind starts to wander. And that wandering mind, sometimes we do not recognize, we do not notice that wandering mind. We think that I know my mind is wandering at that time, but actually we do not know that through the practice. That means we are losing our valuable mindfulness for long time. And when we lose mindfulness, then the concentration also destroyed. The concentration also, we lose our concentration too. We feel, oh, now no concentration. The mind becomes more scattered. And later we may find, oh, it's so difficult to bring that noting mind to the objects. So therefore, whenever we experience any kinds of elements, we don't need to analyze what kind of element is that, whether it is the water element or air element or earth element and so on. We don't need to analyze. We just need to note it as it is. Then only we will be in the very present moment. We come to see the very true natures, true natures directly, not by reflecting, not by imagining, not by analyzing, but directly we come to know the very true natures, and that will be our direct knowledge. Bhavanamaya jnana, the knowledge gained through the practice. So this is just the first riddle told by a Brahma to his friend monk Kumara Kassapa, and this talk will be continued tomorrow. That's all for today.